If you guys saw my tripod right now, you would die. Hi friends, my name is Brittany. Welcome back to our channel. If you are new here, me and my husband run this channel together. We post a bunch of lifestyle content, a bunch of travel content, a bunch of Disney content, and if you enjoy any of those sorts of things, you should subscribe down below. I'm sitting in front of my tree. Groot is with me. Let me see if I can adjust the camera just a little bit so I can show you my shirt because it's so stinking cute. Cute it is. It has like the Fab, I think it's the Fab 5, right? Because Daisy's not on here yet. So it has the Fab 5 and then it says Mickey and friends on the sleeves. It's so cute. It's Jason's shirt, so I'm the worst wife. I steal his clothes. Groot is here. Say hi to the people, buddy. Say hi. Hi, Bubba. Hi. Hi. He's not having it, but look how cute his sweater is. Look how cute. Anyways, I am sitting in front of the Christmas tree because I figured it's only up for so long, so I might as well enjoy the backdrop while I can. Today, I wanted to talk about the differences and the perks. Hi. Hi. The differences and the perks of being a Disney annual pass holder versus just taking like annual trips or periodic trips to Disneyland. So let's just jump right into it. All right. So the first thing I want to touch on is the perks that you get from being a Disney annual pass holder. If you don't know, my husband and I are both Disneyland annual pass holders, and we have been for a little over a year now. And we love it. We go to Disneyland at least every other month, so it's at least 6 times a year. And we definitely have gone, and I have gone a bunch. I grew up going to Disney, so I've definitely gone with an annual pass and without. So a couple of the perks that you get depending on the pass that you have. There's 3 different passes for out-of-state residents, which is us. And the pass that we have provides free parking at the theme park, as well as I think it's a 20% food discount and then 15% merch. I could be wrong. It's either 15 and 20 or 25 and 20, something like that. Discount. So we get discount on all our food and all of the merch practically that we buy in the parks, which is super nice because we love to eat at Disney restaurants. Eating at restaurants is part of the fun of traveling for us. So we love eating at like Lamplight and Blue Bayou, but those can get kind of pricey. So to have that extra percentage off makes those even more affordable. So that's awesome. We love that. Also, we buy way too much merch at Disney. So having a discount on our merchandise that we probably would buy anyways is also very helpful. It makes things a lot more affordable. So that's a really cool perk that you get being a Disneyland annual pass holder. Disney World does have different annual passes. I'm not a Disney World annual pass holder, so I'm not going to touch on it in this video. Also, side note, glasses. I do wear glasses. I don't wear them very often, but I did not feel like doing makeup today, so this is what we get. I feel like I have comments about it, so we'll just move on. Yes, I'm not going to touch on Disney World annual passes, specifically just talking about Disneyland. Your discount also applies to things like tours, which Jason and I have not done yet, but is definitely on our list for 2020 to do, is to take a tour at Disneyland. They offer a bunch of different tours if you didn't know, especially holiday specific ones. They had a Happy Haunts tour for Halloween, and then they have a holiday one. I don't remember what it's called, but they have one for Christmas as well. And you do get an annual pass holder discount on those types of things. The other really cool thing that you get is you get, not always, but sometimes, you get special AP nights at certain rides. I think they just had a recent one for Cars. So Radiator Springs Racers, APs were allowed to go in after the park closed for an hour and ride Radiator Springs, which makes it, are you eating the tree? What are you doing? They were able to go in and ride Radiator Springs Racers with like little weight because it was just, pass holders. I know that they've done one for Small World for holiday time. That might be the most recent one, is Small World Holiday. They did one for Soaring Around California when that was back for a month's time. So that's kind of cool that you get. The other really cool perk that you get is sometimes they will send you emails. So if you are an annual pass holder or you're not signed up for emails, I so recommend signing up for emails because you get all that information. Or follow them on Twitter. You get a bunch of information there also. You just get kind of AP first. So there is a day coming up, I think next week, where annual pass holders can go and view the new merch color that is coming out, color collection. I think it's going to be the ruby red, like ears and stuff like that. But AP's get to go and view it before the general public gets to, which is pretty cool. As well as they have After Dark. They've just released After Dark nights for 2020. which if you guys want a whole video on after dark events at Disneyland, Jason and I did attend the Sweetheart event last year, so I would be more than happy to make a video all about that for you guys. If you are interested, let me know, because I know that those are kind of different and unique and a lot of people don't understand them. But APs get to buy their tickets to after dark events, or at least have access to them 24 hours before the general public, which is pretty cool. So there are some really cool things about being an annual pass holder. I might be forgetting a couple, but I think those are like kind of like the big ones, which is really nice and super sweet. You also have things like AP corners, which happen for different events. There was one for the Lion King. You might have seen a couple pictures on our Instagram. Speaking of, if you don't follow our Instagram, link will be down below. Go follow it. We post a bunch of up-to-date personal stuff as well as all of our Disney stuff on there before our vlogs go live. But we had one for Lion King that we got to go, and they give out some special AP pins that you can get, as well as, I think we got, oh no, it was the Halloween one we didn't get to go to. They gave out a new like AP pumpkin, Mickey pumpkin magnet, car magnet, which is really cool. And then there's also usually like a photo op there that's exclusive just to annual pass holders, which is so sweet. So they do have a lot of really cool opportunities like that for annual pass holders to do. So I'm not telling you to become an annual pass holder, but I definitely think you should look into it. I know we save so much money. I think I might make a video where we like keep all our receipts and calculate how much money we save on like a 3-day trip to Disneyland. Hi, bud. On like a 3-day trip to Disneyland, because I feel like we save so much money with our AP discounts. So I will probably make that video on our next trip, and that'll be coming up. But now I want to move in to the differences that I feel being an annual pass holder versus being just a regular guest at the parks. So the first difference is I just feel so much more like relaxed, like less hectic when we go. And I think part of that is knowing that we are able to come back, and we will be back in at the most like 2 months time. And so that allows us to not stress. If the park is busy, we can just sit down and take a break, or, you know, take pictures or whatever, because we're not stressed about doing every single ride, because the only time in, you know, 5 years or whatever we're going to go. So that's really cool. I feel like we're able to slow down a little bit and that sort of thing. Going along with that, I feel like we take in the smaller things more now than we would if we weren't APs. Meaning we do take a lot of pictures, obviously that goes along with this, but we do take a lot of pictures. We try a bunch of different food. We walked down when Black Tap in Downtown Disney first opened. We walked down to Black Tap just to try a shake, just because we knew it was new and you know, different, and we wanted to try it. So we walked down there just to try that. And I feel like a lot of times people don't do that when they go. I always recommend like take advantage of the small things. The other thing we do is we love going into Beast Library, which is such a small little thing. But we love Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, which I feel like gets overlooked a lot. But just like those little things that a lot of people either overlook, don't do, or like kind of mark off their list, like, oh, we did that once, you know, like 10 years ago, we don't need to do it again, type of thing. We like are able to enjoy those and really take those in, as well as people watch. It's so much fun. I guess that'd be another thing. So what is that, 3? We love to just like sit, especially if the park gets busy. We'll just grab a snack and sit and just people watch, and it's so entertaining and so fun. We just thoroughly enjoy being at Disneyland, so we're not stressed about like doing everything, because if we do miss something, we'll just do it again when we come back. So we do like to sit down and people watch, which is super fun. We also wait a long time for shows. Seeing shows, I think, is one thing that a lot of people overlook, which I do not recommend. Even if you're just going to Disneyland for a couple of days, take advantage of the shows. They're phenomenal. But we also sit and wait a long time for shows. I think we talked about this in our last vlog, maybe with our Fantastic vlog, about how we will sit and wait like 2 hours to get the best seats possible for a show. We've done that for the fireworks, we've done that for parades, we've done that for Fantasmic. I think we're gonna do it for World of Color this next time, probably. We just, you know, we do everything we want to do. We know how to run the parks, so that we get all the rides we want to get done. And if we don't get something done, we'll just do it next time. So we sit and we just wait for 2 hours, usually eat, snack, whatever, people watch. And we'll wait 2 hours to get a really good seat for shows. That's how we get really good seats for the fireworks and all that sort of stuff. And I feel like if we weren't in AP, we wouldn't do that. We would just be like, oh, we'll just take whatever we can get and, you know, kind of watch it from the back or whatever. So I really do enjoy that aspect of it, because I feel like we get kind of the best view, the best experience being in that spot. The next thing that is a difference, I don't know if it's a positive or negative, but Jason and I will not wait more than like an hour for basically any ride. There are very few rides that I will wait an hour for. One being, why did I just forget the name? Not Guardians of the Galaxy. Why did I just forget the name? Galaxy's Edge. Smuggler's Run. Smuggler's Run, especially right now because it doesn't have Fast Pass. I don't know if they're gonna add Fast Pass, but I will wait an hour for that ride in one time. If we've already done it once on the trip, I probably will not wait an hour again. And also, usually we will just rope drop that and just get it out of the way or wait until it drops down. But I would wait, if we hadn't done it that trip, I would wait an hour for that ride. I can't really think of any other ride that I would wait an hour for, unless it was something that like we hadn't done that trip, the parks were insanely busy and we just hadn't gotten to it, but that hasn't happened yet. And that's just personally because I know the times that those rides will be slower, or I know that I can fast pass it tomorrow or whatever the case. Like Peter Pan's Flight, I would wait 45 minutes for it, especially if we hadn't done it yet that trip. But the way I prefer to do Peter Pan's Flight is to rope drop Fantasyland and do it first. The reason is, if you get in there right away, you rope drop like we do, then you'll be like the first or second person on the ride, and then you have no wait. And then right after that, Fantasyland is dead, so you can do Snow White, which is gonna be closing, but Pinocchio, Mr. Toad's, or you can go over to another land, and usually those rides are dead also, or get a fast pass, that sort of thing. But I would wait probably 45 minutes. And I think part of that is just because we do know when those rides will slow down, or we know when we can get a fast pass for it, that sort of thing. So there are very few circumstances and very few rides that I would wait an hour for or more. A new experience I would, like if we were to go, or not, but if we were to go when Rise of Resistance opens, I would probably wait as long as that line freaking is for that experience, to know that I'm there on opening day or whatever, and to be on that ride. It's like those types of moments I would. But just in general, like a normal trip, I probably would not wait in line for an hour for anything, practically. But that's just me. I feel like that's how most annual pass holders feel. The other thing that's different about being an annual pass holder is we do. I recognize cast members so often, which is kind of crazy. There are cast members who work on certain rides that maybe they move over to another ride, and I'm like, wait a second, but you work over on Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, I'm confused why you're here. Or there's just people, like Guardians of the Galaxy is one ride where I know so many of the cast members who work on that ride. Like, I recognize them every single time we go. There's also a security guard who rope drops DCA. He's usually over by Little Mermaid when we rope drop Pixar Pier. And we see him kind of frequently. And the one time he was over by Guardians, and we're like, aren't you usually over there? Like, so I do recognize, or I should say, we do recognize a lot of the cast members who work at Disneyland, which is a weird feeling, but it's also kind of cool. I always joke that means we go to Disneyland too much. The other really cool thing that I love about being an annual pass holder and really makes my heart happy is how I can give the Disney experience to another family. There's been so many times, and Jason knows this about me, and thank goodness he doesn't get mad, but there's been so many times that I will let like a little kid sit in front of us, even if we've been sitting there for 2 hours for a parade or fireworks or something like that, because like I've seen these shows, and I'm gonna see them again, but this family, it could be their only time at Disneyland. And to see them, have their kid like light up and really get that experience is just so, like, it makes me feel so good. So I will definitely let a kid sit in front of me for practically anything, unless they're rude. Like, I've had some parents who are just really rude and then they don't, but for the most part I will let a kid sit in front of me for practically anything. Or then I've had times where after Fantasmic, they invite everyone to stay at Rivers of America and watch fireworks, and I've had a couple times where families behind me are like, well, let's go to Main Street so we can find a place on Main Street. And I turn to them and I'm like, I'm just letting you know that you're not going to be able to get on Main Street. They're going to usher you out of the park or to a different land, and you're going to see the fireworks really well if you just wait right here, and they'll do the projections on the water, so it's just like watching it in front of the castle. And I would recommend just staying here if you want to catch the fireworks, unless you have like another night where you can sit in front of the castle and watch them. And so many times those families will stay and watch fireworks, and then afterwards they'll be like, thank you for telling us that, like that was great. And that makes me happy, because then those families don't have to get to Main Street and then be frustrated that there's nowhere for them to stand, and people are ushering them out of the park. So that makes me feel good. I like creating magic for other people, and I like seeing magic be created by cast members and guests and all that sort of stuff for others. I think that's phenomenal. It just shows good humanity. The other thing I really love, and the last thing I'm going to touch on, is making other Disney friends. I feel like because we're annual pass holders and we had to live at Disney, we're decked out in Disney gear whenever we go. A lot of people talk to us, and we wait in lines for lots of things, and so we get to talk to a lot of people. We met a lot of annual pass holders that way and made a lot of Disney friends, and it's been super cool. It's nice to have friends who share that kind of same obsession as you, and understanding and love. And so we get to meet a lot of people, and usually a lot of those people are SoCal residents, so when they find out we're from Arizona and our annual pass holders are like confused. They don't think that exists, but it does, and so it's really fun. We've met a bunch of like older couples who are retired who like just come to Disneyland all the time, and like it's so cool. And then like the Instagram friends that I have made through just sharing Disney content who I've never met in person, or maybe they're in Florida and I get to watch all their Disney World content. Like, it's super fun. And so I think that is one of my favorite part, is sharing that with friends and then sharing that with you guys. I think that it allows us to experience different things at Disney, and it kind of adds to the magic. So, and that is it for this video, guys. If you don't follow us on Instagram, you would have missed it, but we bought a MacBook on Black Friday. So usually I edit all our videos on my phone, which can be so time consuming and such a pain in the butt. But I'm gonna go edit this video on my new MacBook for the first time, which is very exciting. So I am anticipating that. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you are an annual pass holder and you have something that you love about Disney, leave it down below. I would love to hear. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, and I will see you guys in our next video. Bye, friends.